One of the reasons why I learned how powerful my mind was because I just quit using cocaine just like that. And then I reflected on that. I was like, how did you do that, bro? You didn't even go to therapy, psychology, group therapy. You didn't go anywhere to ask for help. You just stopped. You said, no, enough. Whatever your freaking toxic habit is, or whatever your self-sabotaging behavior, whatever you're doing in your life, you can go like that. You can say that's enough.
I'm Luke, and you're listening to the Luke Mind Power podcast.
It's a blessing to be alive. It's a blessing to be here. There's so many thousands of people that lost their life. Right now, someone just died. Someone's in hospital, taking their last breath. But we're focusing on the past. We're complaining. We're blaming other people. I'm not where I want to be because of that. This is what happened to me. If you're living in any pity, this is where you get out of that. Because ain't no pity going to save you. Complaining is not going to save you. I'm going to sit here and go, she rejected me. She said no to me. My parents didn't teach me how to save money. I gambled for most of my younger life. For 10 years I was in debt. So should I sit here and go, it's my dad's fault? He should have spent more time with me. He should have taught me how to save money so I wasn't in fucking debt for 10 years. I came from somewhere, but I also played that game. My parents' fault that I'm not fucking successful. Their fault. So who are you blaming? Who are you blaming for not being where you should be? Where you want to be? Who are you blaming? Whose fault is it? And that's what this is about. You want to step into your greatness, you've got to take responsibility. Because no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to knock on your door in the morning and say, hey, come on, it's time to live your dreams. Hurry up, get out of bed, let's go. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for some amazing people like yourself. You're a part of my journey as well. I'm a part of your journey. That's freaking amazing. I'm so grateful. Remember this. See what I mean? My soul just wants to keep going, but I need to say something about someone special here today. My success is your success. And your success is my success. You're going to walk around one day and you're going to go, someone's going to say to you, hey man, what happened? How did you change? You're like, Luke Mind Power. But it's the same thing, you know? I'm going to walk around and they're going to go, how are you standing in front of 10,000 people doing these events? I say, because he showed up. What's your name? Mike. Good to meet you, Mike. That's what this is about. It's not about you being by yourself, sitting and feeling I'm selfish. No, it's not about that. It's about us coming together. We all have an impact on everybody's life. But there is someone, there are a few people, but this in particular person, she cried when I didn't get married. She cried. I remember that moment. It was 2012. And I think 2011, 2012, I poured my heart and my soul into this relationship because I believed in my heart. It didn't matter what anyone said. I only knew her for a month and I wanted to marry her. I didn't give a shit what anyone thought. I was like, I'm going to marry her and I'm going to fucking make it happen. I'm going to pay for everything. I didn't give a shit. I'm going to get loans. I'm going to buy her a car. I'm going to go do this. I was relentless. You want to live your dreams? You want to go hard. Be relentless. Fearless. You don't give a shit. You know how many people were saying, why is he doing that? He's marrying her. He doesn't even know her. Why would he do that for? Everyone was like, what the hell? It's not normal. But who the fuck wants to be normal? What are you seriously here to be normal? No, you're not. Keep being normal. Keep being like everybody else. You're not everybody else. You got so much music that hasn't been sung yet, hasn't been played yet. That's why you're here. So when I told my sister, Christine, and I was living at her house, that she said, no, I can't do it. She looked at me and she had tears in her eyes. And I was like, wow. She just wants me to be happy. That's amazing. When you have someone that loves you so much, that just wants you to be happy. So I'd like to ask Christine to stand up. and to come to the middle. And I'd like everybody to stand up, please, because, and I know this is a bit unusual, but what I want us to do, a little teamwork, is I want us to form a square all the way around Christine so that we're with everybody who's with us virtually. And you guys don't know, but today's Christine's birthday. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christine. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Okay. Happy birthday. Love you. All right. Now, I want us to come closer a little bit. Just can you take 2 steps in, right? And I'm going to join here as well. Okay. So what we're going to do, the purpose of this exercise is that we want to all be connected with each other's energy, right? And so just put your hands around each other if you feel comfortable enough to do that, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to speak with the intention of believing in ourselves more. So we're going to say, and when we're saying this, we want to be sending the love. So if you're with us at home, virtually, you want to do this as well, because what we're doing is we're sending love to all of us here together as one, because we're all connected, right? But we're also sending love intentionally to everyone who's tuning in right now, virtually. And everybody who's going to watch this on a replay, even if anyone's not available right now. So repeat after me. I believe in you.
I believe in you.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
You're extraordinary.
You're extraordinary.
You're the best.
You're the best.
I'm never going to give up.
I'm never going to give up.
I'm powerful.
Powerful.
That's it. Sending you so much love. What I've learned is that your peace is your power. And I've also learned that, because think about it for a moment. How do you feel when you're peaceful? Feel good? Feel like you can think? You're undeterred? You're not disturbed? See, many of us are not able to step into our power, into our purpose, is because we're not living in peace. We don't have it. And the question is, well, how do you get it? Because the truth is, this decision that you made today is just one of your many choices that you get to choose every day. What an amazing gift we have. We can choose. We get to choose every day what we decide to do and where we decide to spend our energy and our precious time, which we cannot get back. You know, after today's gone, man. Ange invited me to wake up early this morning and go to Flinders Street Station, whatever, the Melbourne, right? And do some dancing. And I was like, I'm 6 o'clock in the morning. I said, 7. And as I got up and I walked down that street, I was like, damn, this is a good idea. Right? We had a dance. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. But that was a choice. I decided to say yes. Guess what? Those videos are going to go viral. And more people are going to wake up. More people are going to be inspired. More people are going to be happier because they saw some people dancing. Like, that's the power. And I know that because we did it, they're like, oh my gosh, we could do this, we could do that. It opens your mind. You're freeing yourself. That's why you hear the quote, dance like no one's watching. But most of us are like, oh shit, who's looking at me? Right? I've had to learn, everywhere I go, I'll start dancing. And I remember dancing specifically at the level where the pool is in Dubai on a skyscraper. Like, there's a level there where I had a lot of space next to the pool, which was beside a really tall building. And as I set up my tripod, I'm standing there and I'm like, there's people there. And then, well, what's that? Fear, doubt, conversation. What are they going to think? Some bloke making a video, dancing. He's dancing by himself. But what do you do? Do you go, well, oh, shit, there's people on the balcony, I'm not going to do it? Or do you change the way you think and you go, if I do this video, someone that wants to finish their life is going to watch it and go, oh my God, I needed that. So what should I do? What should we do? Should we let our mind, because it's the mind, they're probably like, go dance. Or they don't even care. They don't give a shit. They're probably having a smoke and having a coffee or some shit. They don't give a shit what you're doing. They're like just looking around. So many of us make up our own stories in our own head, not even knowing what the other person's thinking. Right? I could be standing up here, Pete's thinking about something, Mike's thinking about something, and I'm like, oh, hang on, I better just sit down. I don't know what they're thinking, but I don't want to talk anymore because they're probably judging me. Maybe Sandy's looking at me. Look how Sandy's looking at me. I don't want to talk. I'm scared because of her opinions, because of what she thinks of me. So many of us are living this way. And I want you to observe your mind more. You're talking and you're in a presence of Luke mind power. One of the reasons why I learned how powerful my mind was because I just quit using cocaine just like that. And then I reflected on that. I was like, how did you do that, bro? You didn't even go to therapy, psychology, group therapy. You didn't go anywhere to ask for help. You just stopped. You said, no, enough. Whatever your freaking toxic habit is or whatever your self-sabotaging behavior, whatever you're doing in your life, you can go like that. You can say, that's enough. I'm going to change. So you made a decision today to come here. Many choices you get to decide every single day. Like I said, beautiful, right? And one of those choices is to change your environment, because your environment will make you sick, and it's what's the big cause of many of our diseases. Fear is a disease. All right, cancer, diabetes, fuck that. Fear. Fear will steal your dreams. Fear will cause you to live your whole life without you stepping into your power, discovering your greatness, discovering what it is in you that you were born with, because you got something. You got it, bro. I see it. Now, I didn't know I had it, but I was looking. Hands up who thinks they have something, they don't know what it is yet. You're walking around and you're like, I'm trying to figure it out. And I was trying and trying and trying. I was always looking around at everybody else's success. And I was thinking to myself, what's wrong with me? Why can't I figure it out? How come I can't find it? Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be open. But if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. So I decided to start asking. And yeah, sometimes you lose patience. That's one of the biggest killers of the dreams. It's taking too long. I'm annoyed. I want it now. We want that success. We want that next level. We want to feel fulfilled. We want the inner peace. But how long are you willing to work for it? Because the truth is, guys, this is 5.5 years for me. You have to work your ass off for it. And don't listen to no one saying, it's going to be easy. Of course, you can have a mindset if you want like that. And I can sit here and go, it's easy. Who cares? Nothing. It's just fucking showing up every day, being my own booster. Like a rocket ship, it has boosters that fucking launches the thing up into the sky. That's what you need to be for yourself every day. But I want to ask you guys a question. And you don't have to say yes if you don't want to. But I'm interested to know whether or not after this amazing event that you could do something for yourself, and if I could leave a footprint on your heart, and how you're going to do that. And this is something that I practice, and it's helped me to evolve and have this healthier, loving, appreciative relationship with myself, where I can look at myself in the mirror and just appreciate myself for who I am, to accept myself for my flaws and my imperfections. Not to look at myself and go, that looks stupid. Why are you so skinny? You're too tall. You're lanky. Change your pants. They're too tight. The purpose of this is to be yourself. Be your true, authentic self. If you want to step into your greatness, you've got to move yourself into being authentic. And one of the ways that you can do that is every time you walk past a mirror, especially I do this in the morning, and even when I'm going to bed, and I'm not in the mirror, I'm just lying there. And sometimes it's even challenging to say it. But that's at the end of the day. But in the morning when I walk past the mirror, I just look at myself and I go, I'm proud of you, bro. It's a blessing to be alive. And then when I'm going to bed, I'm lying there and I'm like, I'm proud of you. You crushed it. Keep going. You see, we're waiting. Who are you waiting for? Waiting for someone to tell you that you did a good job? You're the one that's doing it. Why are you waiting for someone else? Exactly. Get out of that. This is where you start being your own best friend. You want to be your own booster? Well, freaking do it. Give yourself the love that you're waiting for someone else to give you. You know, we all want love. We all want to be loved. Why don't we want to love ourselves? You see, many of my relationships, I was yearning for that love. I wanted to feel it, you know. I wanted her to love me, and I believe that, you know, because of what I saw around my friends and everybody else in relationships, right? I believe that if I had that too, I would be happy. Hands up who's thought like that in the past. If I have a relationship, I will be happy, right? Now, sure, relationships are beautiful, and healthy relationships are what you want to work towards. The only way you're going to have a healthy relationship is when you have a healthy relationship with yourself, right? But I wanted the love. And I believed that if she loved me, then I would feel enough. And then I would feel good and I would feel happy. But what I had to learn, which was definitely challenging, was that I had to love myself first. You see, how can you give love when you don't have it? And I really had to learn that you can't give what you don't have. And some of us are giving away all of our energy because we want acceptance. We want to feel enough. We want people to approve us, so we people please. We do more for others than we do for ourselves. Because, hey, if you do more for yourself, what's going to happen? You're selfish, Caroline. We don't want to be called selfish. We want people to like us. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Caroline, thank you so much. You know? Wow. But let me tell you guys, you don't need to be accepted. And I'm just here to remind you. You have to learn to accept yourself. And a lot of people at the moment, they love you because they love this type of version of you. But as soon as you start to grow, as soon as you start to step into your greatness, there's going to be this, no, what are you doing? Come here. They're going to try and hold you back. Right? Because they only know this version of you. That's what they're comfortable with. And everybody wants to stay in their comfort zone. So this is part of growth. This is part of your evolution. This experience right now is part of your transcendence, man. You're ascending. You're on the rocket ship already. You came here. This is it. You're done. So be excited about that, because your life is never going to be the same, because you showed up and said yes. Something so small like this, you think, is a huge step. And I look at all the steps I had to take to do what I do and to feel the way I feel and to be who I am. And where did it all come from? What? One moment? It came from a decision, a choice, action, step by step by step, compounding over time. And then what happens? Oh my gosh, there's that guy. It's like, yeah, how did that happen? Well, he just didn't give up. He believed. He showed up for himself. He said yes. Which is exactly what you're doing. You're saying yes. There's going to be opportunities that are going to tune in with your soul so much from now on, and you're going to be so much more self-aware, and you're going to go, oh my God. Why? Because you're awake. You're not sleeping anymore. In order for you to get into your dreams, into your greatness, you need to wake up. Who's ready to wake up? Say, I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm not sleeping anymore. But this is exactly what's required. In order for you to step in, you've got to say yes. And you guys have said yes. And there was a moment for me that changed my life because I said yes so many times. You know, and now opportunities are coming for me, to me, because I keep saying yes. But there's fear, there's doubt. How am I going to do it? How's it going to work? I don't know if I'm capable. I don't know if I'm enough. It's all stories. I want you to think about a moment right now that you went through in your past, because there was something that you went through that's caused you to think a specific way about yourself, which is limiting you from you actually stepping into your greatness. There's an experience, how you were parented, there's a relationship, something. Think about it. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Think about it, close your eyes. What is it? It's something that you went through, that what you did then as well, unconsciously, is you made up a story about yourself because how somebody else made you feel. Think about it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. Put your hand up if you know the story that you have about yourself. Would you mind sharing? What is the limiting belief? What is the story that you have that you think about yourself because of an experience that you've been through?
Mine is very, I think, standard. Is that I'm just not good enough. So I strive to be perfect all the time, because I don't actually feel that I'm good enough at what I do.
Okay.
And nothing ever is good enough.
Okay, so let's think about the past. Is there something that you can find in the past that made you feel that way? An experience, a relationship, how you were parented, bullying, school?
Yeah, look, for me...
Name calling?
There's definitely a lot of bullying in high school because I'm like a theatre dork and I was like really, into theatre and stuff in school. So I was bullied quite heavily. I'm sure that probably had something to do with it. But it really all does just come from me.
Of course.
As far as I can, I'm sure it came from somewhere. For me personally, I just have ultra high expectations on myself that I can never live up to.
You're powerful. You know why? Because there's nothing wrong with having high expectations. Being ambitious. This is how we grow. This is how we reach for new heights. Imagine you were like, yes. Don't worry about your dreams. Don't worry about achieving the next level. But it's about having that healthier, loving relationship with yourself and being kind to yourself when you don't achieve something that you thought you should. It's okay. You're doing your best. You're always doing your best. Right? But our conditioned minds, because of, let's say, the bullying, for example. Hands up who's been bullied. And thanks for sharing, by the way. Many of us. And what is that exactly? It's energy and it's information and it's words. So basically what's happened over time is these words have been planted in our mind and we decided to create our own stories with that. So when you start to appreciate that, I also did it, made up my own stories in my own head, which I realized, for example, when my parents moved away and I was left by myself. I didn't want to move to their house because I didn't want to move to another city. I wanted to stay where I was. But I made up a story that they left me. So then I'm in a bad situation because it's their fault. Now that's stopping me from feeling good enough, from feeling empowered, from me actually stepping into my power and being the best version of myself because they hurt me. If I had a different way of thinking, if we could appreciate the challenges, right? Hands up who's going through a problem. Problem. It's not a problem, it's a challenge. See it as a challenge. See it as something that comes to you in your life for you to actually be challenged by. Because every single time you accomplish perseverance through something difficult, what happens? Don't you become better? Don't you become stronger? So we have to learn to embrace these storms. Because, the weather proves it. How long does a storm last normally?
A couple of days.
Couple of days, right? Couple of days. And this is the same thing with life. This is the same thing, It ain't going to rain forever, but sometimes it rains long enough that we get pissed off. But that's the same thing in life. We have to have a change in the way that we think, because if you don't, you'll continue to live in your own suffering. And your purpose here is to get out of that suffering. Alleviate that. Because the truth is, when we were all born, guess what we had? All we are is unconditional love. And a blank slate. But then slowly, what happened? We got raised in different families. We went through experiences. Information was thrown at us. They turned on the fucking TV. And then they made us think that we're not capable of living our dreams. So they programmed us to live in fear from negative experiences, which I think now are a blessing. If you got bullied, it's a blessing. It's not a blessing when you're angry or upset or feeling not good enough in the moment, because that's where you're thinking, how do I get out of this? Right? In the moment of you being abused or something really negative or adverse that's hurt you so much, I'm not going to be ignorant and say, oh, it's a blessing. Blessing that someone hurt you. Yeah, it's in this moment, this is where you step in and you say, I have to work through this. I have to be my own best friend. I have to love me enough to have enough power and fight for me to say, I can do this. I'm not my fucking past. I'm not what happened to me. I'm not my childhood. I'm not my parents. I'm not what they made me think I am. Because many of us are living like that. We're living like, because what happened in the past, I'm fucked, and that's how I'm going to continue to live my life moving forward. So I'm just wondering, is there anyone in here who wants to start having their own back? Loving themselves? Appreciating themselves more? Saying yes to maybe trying to process some of the stuff that happened? Because we've all been through stuff, we all have a story, and your story is important. Don't for 1 second think and sit here and go, oh, no one wants to listen to me. Let me tell you who needs to listen to you first. You. You need to listen to yourself. You need to listen to your own story. I remember starting this journey in 2018, and when I would go live on Instagram, there was like one person watching. One person. So I was supposed to sit there and go, oh my goodness, this is a new journey I just started, and there's only one person watching, so I'm going to give up. No one wants to listen to me. Now the truth is, man, like, you have a greater calling. If your journey is harder, that means your calling is greater. That's the truth. And there's everything that's happened in your life that's happened on purpose, for a reason, for you to step into your greatness. It's all part of the process. Everything you're going through. And what's your name at the back in the corner? Lynn. Lynn is here because she's ready to step into her greatness. She's sitting there listening and she's like, oh my God, I made the right choice. I'm going. I'm ready. This is where life transforms. This is where life changes. So round of applause for Lynn. You know, because if you don't say yes and you don't invest in yourself, and what I've learned is the biggest investment is not, yes, what Warren Buffett says, in yourself. And that can mean a lot of different things. But I'm talking about your past. When you step into loving yourself, guess what? You will love yourself out of everything that's holding you back. Why? Because you have your own back. Because you love yourself. Because you appreciate yourself. Because you accept yourself for who you are, all your flaws. You can look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, you are enough. I love you so much. You're amazing. I'm not waiting for anyone to tell me that I'm enough. I'm not waiting for that approval. Many of us are waiting, and it's time for you to step up and say, that's it, I'm done. I'm here for me, and I'm going to grow, and I'm going to evolve. And guess what? If you don't like it, it's okay. And that's one of the things that we're afraid of, is losing people. But I want to remind you guys, because I know we've got friends, I know you've got people in your life that you've known for years. There's this emotional bond, connection that you have with people that you love, people in your life. And so one of the fears that we have is we're afraid of being alone. We're afraid of losing people. Some of those people are fucking toxic. They're not good for you right now. You have to have the confidence and the courage to say, yes, I'm going to grow. I'm going to evolve. I'm going to change. And whether people like it or not, I'm going to do it. But guess what? I want you to remember this as you move forward in your life from today. You will never lose the right people. Let that sink in. You will never lose the right people. Stop holding on to shit that isn't helping you evolve. Surround yourself with this kind of energy, with people who are action takers, people who want to grow, people who are visionaries, they have dreams, they want to become a better version of themselves, they're working on themselves, they're ringing you up saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. Wow. Change the conversation. Get out of complaining and gossiping and talking shit about other people and focus on yourself and surround yourself with people that want to become better. Because, again, like I told you, when you surround yourself with that, you become it. So what kind of an environment do you want? An environment that's healthy, positive, uplifting? Or do you want to surround yourself with people who are complaining all the time? Talk about what's wrong and this person did this to me and this person did that to me. That's why I'm not where I'm at. So, this is something that your mind is taking in right now, and it's like, okay. Takes a little bit of time to process. Hands up who listens to the Luke Mind Power podcast. Hands up who doesn't. Okay.
I will from now on.
Let me share something with you guys as well, that as you step into more of your true, authentic self, which is something that we have to start to practice more. That's why dancing has been, I forget that I have a podcast and that I do what I do when I speak, but how am I getting and connecting with people? I'm dancing. It's like I'm dancing my way to my dreams, in my dreams, And this is something that isn't rocket science, guys. Yes, it's a bit out of your comfort zone, but once you do it 1,000 times, you get really comfortable and you get really good at it, and you get really good at ignoring the haters and people that judge you, or people that are like, he's got long arms. He's tall, lanky, whatever, bro. Judge me, man. Everything that comes out of somebody else is showing you what they have within themselves. That's really important to remember. So when someone projects fear or hate onto you, guess what? How they're feeling inside. And some of us are very sensitive. Hands up who's an empath or who's very sensitive, right? Or feels people's energy a little bit, right? So when people, like for example, I'm very careful with my words, because if you say that you are something, then you always be that. Be conscious of what you say to yourself, because you become what you say. So, for example, authority, police, going through airports and stuff like that, when they start to ask me questions, I get nervous, just for no reason. I'm feeling like they want to know what's going on. I'm like, shit, man, get out of my freaking energy. Get out of my space. But you have to go through that sometimes, right? And it's almost like very intimidating, right? But the reason why I share this is because I had to learn to protect my energy. And I say that your energy is currency and it's expensive. Who are you giving it to for free and not receiving in return? And this is something that's transformed my life and changed my life so much, because I learned to protect my energy, which then creates more peace in my life, because I'm not surrounded by anything that disturbs my peace. I get to consciously choose, who do I want to hang around with? Who are the people in my life that complement my life, that raise my vibrational frequency, that help me to elevate and become better? Who are they? Because those are the people that I open the door to. So it is challenging. You've got to be a little bit selective, and you've got to sacrifice, because you could choose from today onwards, guys. Like, this is your life. And you can choose that from today onwards, whether it's 6 months, whether it's 12 months. But let me tell you, once you start this shit, there ain't no stopping. And you're just going to keep growing. That what you could sacrifice within the next 12 months will set you up for the rest of your life. And what I mean by that is that, you've got to let some things go if you want to grow. And that requires sacrifice. You could sacrifice for 12 months so that the rest of your life is amazing. So you're living your dreams. Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to go through the judgment? Are you willing to go through what your parents are going to think, or what your family's going to think, or your friends? Are you willing? I don't know. Are you guys willing to do it or not? Right? So this is what's required. But let me tell you, you're going to go away, and then some of us are going to fall into our bad habits again. I know it, because I do it too. I'm like you guys. I'm not perfect, right? But what I do is I learn from my lessons. Because you will go back to what keeps hurting you over and over and over and over and over again until you learn the lesson. Because the lesson will keep showing up until you learn it. Until you learn it. Okay? But the truth is, once you evolve, you don't want to go back to what hurt you. You don't. You know, because you've grown so much. So that's not even close to you anymore. And that's where you want to be. And that's why when you break through, because you're going to have a breakthrough, there's going to be something, there's going to be a thought, there's going to be a word, there's going to be something that happens today here that's going to trigger change. It's going to trigger a different way of thinking. You're going to start seeing shit differently. And be like, oh my gosh, that's what he was talking about. 11, 22, what's your favorite number? I bet you start seeing more threes after today. 3, 11, 2. What's your favorite number? Yeah, you're going to see 17 all over the place. 17th, and it's the 17th, that's her birthday. But I'm serious, man. Pay attention to the signs. Because if you follow the signs and the synchronicities that you see around you, and I know that you can say, well, that's your reticular activating system of your mind. What you focus on is what expands. You see more of it, yeah. But there are going to be other signs that you're not going to be able to understand. Like sometimes when you just need that car spot and you're at the right place at the right time and that car pulls out and you're like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? Hands up who's experienced that before. Yeah, and what? You're sitting here going, oh, it's just freaking a coincidence. Bullshit, it's not a coincidence. It's God, it's the universe talking to you saying, I just wanted to remind you that you're amazing. I just wanted to make life a little bit easier for you. Right? And I did it. It happened to me in Dubai. I was going to my favorite fruit time, to have a freaking waffle. It was like 11 o'clock at night. There was no parking. And I'm driving up to the fruit shop and all of a sudden the car comes down. I go, wow. They knew I was coming. Right? They want to set you, and you pay attention to this, and all this is about, what's that? There you go. Everything happens for a reason. But listen, this is part of the signs that you want to pay attention to. And I'm telling you, if you start to see it like this and you change the way you think, the way you think will change, and your life will get easier because you see everything that's happening on purpose for a reason. And sometimes you won't figure that reason out straight away, and you don't need to. But trust that as you keep moving forward, it will make sense. You will find the silver lining, you'll find the meaning, you'll find the reason as to what it is that's happening in your life, that's happening on purpose, that's teaching you something that you didn't know you needed. And again, mindset is very important as you move forward, as you grow, as you evolve, and you step into your greatness. As Dr. Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you think, the way you think will change. If you keep thinking the same, you keep being the same, okay? And what Earl Nightingale says is that you become what you think about. You become what you think about. So if you ruminate on something long enough, you'll become it. You'll believe it. And then your reality is just a reflection of your thoughts. Turn it up a little bit, Ange. I want everybody to close their eyes, relax, get comfortable. I want to take you on a journey. Today's the day. Today's the day that you come home. Today's the day that you recognize that I'm freaking amazing. I'm powerful. I'm extraordinary. Today's the day that you set yourself free. Free from the past, free from your limiting beliefs, free from your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. Anything and everything that you know that's been holding you back. Today's the day. Today's your day. This is the day where everything changes for you. Because you said yes. You said yes to show up. You said yes to loving yourself more. You said yes to being your own best friend. You said yes to the one person that you forgot about. You forgot. You see, you've been showing up and giving your energy and your time to everybody else. And you forgot about you. How beautiful, how important the miracle that you are. Because you're a miracle of infinite worth. And there's no one else out there There's no one else out there that has your gifts, has your greatness. There's no one else out there that has the song that is waiting to be sung, that is stuck in your heart. And this is the day. This is the day that you unlock your greatness. This is the day that you believe that it's possible. Everybody say it's possible. I can do this. I'm enough. I'm powerful. I'm beautiful. One day at a time. One day at a time. Don't focus on what's going to happen in 6 months. Just focus on today. Because what you do today is going to help you become a better version of yourself tomorrow. Because there ain't no comparing yourself to no one else. Comparison is the thief of all joy. You have the power to make your dreams come true because of how you keep showing up for yourself and how you keep saying yes to you from today. One day at a time. One step at a time. Remember that you can't drift to the top of the mountain. You have to climb there. But guess what? I'm with you. I'm climbing with you. You're not alone. And I know sometimes you feel that way. Sometimes you feel like it's hard. Sometimes you feel like you're alone. But guess what? I won't give up on you. And I know now that you're not going to give up on you either. Say, I'm not going to give up on me. Because you have the power within yourself every day to remind yourself that you will never give up. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how challenging it gets, you're going to always have your back. And you're always going to make decisions that help you to grow. You're going to surround yourself with people that complement your life, not people that drain your energy, because you're going to change this world. Because you decided to show up for yourself. Everybody's looking, how do we change the world? Everybody's telling other people, you should do this, you should be that. But the truth is, you have the power to change the world because you are the world. You make up this world. You're a big part of it. But you don't realize you've been playing small. You've been shrinking yourself for too long and it's going to stop. From today onwards it stops. No more shrinking yourself. No more thinking I can't do it. I'm not going to get through it. Yes, you are going to get through it. It's time for you to turn on that freaking light. As you have your eyes closed right now, I want you to imagine this bright white light. In the darkness that you have within the fact that your eyes are closed, I want you to imagine a bright light. It's like so bright, it's ridiculous. Like it's so bright that you actually have to get some sunglasses to put some sunglasses on because it's so bright. Now what this is, let me tell you what it is. This light, it's you. This is you. This is how bright you are, shining with your greatness and your gifts that the world has been waiting for you to share. For anyone who can't handle your light, guess what I'm going to do and tell them, put on some shades. You put on some glasses if you can't handle my light. But I'm going to shine, repeat, I'm going to shine, and I'm going to keep shining, no matter what happens. Put your hands up in the air. And just say this one last sentence to yourself. And when you're saying it, we're saying it to the whole world. Because we're going to change this world and make it the best. We'll say a few things actually. I'm amazing. It's a blessing to be alive. Everything you want is on the other side of action. And the treasure you seek is hidden in the work that you're avoiding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Give yourself a round of applause for being here.
Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and growth. If you're ready to grow and reach your full potential and find inner peace, send me a DM that says, I want inner peace, and I'll send you the next steps. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to. When you change your mind, you change your whole life. So don't hesitate and send that DM over to me. Myself and my team can't wait to meet you and witness your transformation in full glory. See you next week.